Hi, my name is Bill Balatzos, and I'm a professional dog trainer located in Illinois. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, I'm definitely a newbie when it comes to posting on YouTube, but I'm really looking for a place where I can grow a community of fellow dog lovers, dog owners, dog trainers, and generally anybody that is interested in dogs and learning more about their behaviors, and just anyone that is looking to do right by their dog in every way possible. So I think the first thing I need to do is properly introduce myself, tell you all a little bit about me and my background, what's my interest in training, my inspiration for training, and just generally more information about me so that you can make a decision on whether you want to stick around for more. So to tell you a little bit more about me as a trainer, my journey is pretty unique. I've always loved dogs. I had a dog growing up, but my passion for training really started when I adopted my first dog, Blaze. My wife and I adopted Blaze when we were, in 2019. We never had a dog together. So he was our first dog together. And he really inspired me to get more into training and teaching. And when I talk about dog training, I'm talking more about obedience, really, and teaching a dog how to walk nicely on the leash. And Blaze really inspired me to learn how to do that because he was so smart and he made it really easy and really fun for me. He picked up on things so quickly and really just made it a really rewarding experience for me where I started to think about doing that professionally. But at that time in 2019, it wasn't the right time for me, as it turns out. I was a school teacher at the time. I taught elementary school. Um, and I just remember being so excited to come home to work with Blaze and to take him on walks. And I taught him how to be off leash, which I thought was the coolest thing ever because I never had been able to do that before. And he was, just the perfect dog. And he really inspired my growth for dog training. And what he led me to do too was, start volunteering in local shelters. So I would volunteer with local shelters in the area here, and dog walking. And when I took a dog out, I took it more as like a challenge of, okay, let me see, because all the dogs at the shelters are all just so stressed and they're so excited when they see people in there. So it makes it really challenging to try to work with them. But it was fun to try to see if I could get them to work with me and to play with me and to walk nicely and all different types of things. So that was definitely another route into my journey. So, as dog lover growing up, then I turned rescue dog owner with Blaze, and dog shelter volunteer were all just good pieces of the puzzle for me in terms of becoming a dog trainer. And then with Blaze, after we had Blaze, we one is never enough, right? So we got Blaze, and then we got Bullet, who is our second dog. And he was a little bit challenging at first too, had a little bit of separation anxiety, and was a little bit weary of strangers. But he was another good challenge. But generally speaking, after a couple of months, he was pretty easy as well to figure out. And now where he is now, the levels that he's been able to jump to since I become a trainer and since I've dedicated my life to studying dog behavior. He's just now the king. Everybody knows him as the king. He's just like the perfect little dog. But anyways, after Blaze came Bullet, and then after Bullet came Bones, and Bones is our English Mastiff, and he was generally an easy dog right from the very beginning. So he was friendly, dog friendly, he's people friendly, so he didn't really provide much of a challenge whatsoever. So while I enjoyed working with him and with Bullet and with Blaze, and teaching them, dog training things when it comes to obedience and leash walking. I never really had to deal with many behaviors because we got really lucky. They were really good dogs from the get-go. So uh, when it comes to our fourth dog, because at one time we had four dogs and four large breed dogs, and our fourth dog was Booker. Now, Booker is our Cane Corso, which, if you know that those are not for everyone. And as I can reflect back on it now, I was definitely not ready for him as a dog owner. And he came to us with explosive reactivity. with his reactivity being so bad that he would redirect bite onto us because he was just so overly stimulated by any sight of another dog from hundreds of feet away. It was pretty crazy, and to this day, I will always talk about him as my hardest dog that I've ever had to overcome, behaviorally challenged. But he, I when we got him, we really struggled to get him under control because while we had dogs and our dogs were pretty good, he was just a challenge. He was, very strong-willed and very strong in general, and he was very behaviorally challenged again with strangers. Again, part of the breed, part of my ignorance at the time, not knowing what I was getting myself into. But at the same time, just behaviorally challenged with his reactivity. And it was something that we really, really struggled with. And had a couple of incidents with him where we were just like, okay, we got to figure this out. How do we get on top of this? And this was before I was a trainer. So I was like, okay, let me contact a professional trainer. So we talked to a couple of different trainers, worked with them, and didn't really see any progress, which kind of opened my eyes to the dog training world. Is that what you realize is that so many people who claim to be trainers have absolutely no idea how to solve behavioral conditions. And behavioral conditions such as reactivity, such as anxiety, such as things like that, where, while I worked with a professional, it didn't really help solve our problem. So for me, I took that as a challenge and I was like, okay, I got to get to the bottom of this. I'm already, very passionate about, dog behavior, dog body language, and dog training in general. So why not really just dive into this and really try to figure it out myself? So with Booker, we spent thousands upon thousands of hours every single day, multiple times a day, rain or shine. We were doing all of that, and we were working on leash walking, and we're working on obedience, and we're working on his reactivity together, and figuring out how to overcome that together. And that really lit a really big spark for me in terms of understanding dog behavior. And when it comes to being like more of a dog behaviorist, understanding those behaviors, the root causes of them, and how to get to them at the base and start to build back up, right? And start changing the way that dogs think. And where it like kind of opened my eyes to, there's dog training and then there's behavior modification. And for me, that's where my passion really lies now, because fast forward to today, and Booker is a different dog. We've spent thousands upon thousands of hours overcoming his reactivity, and now to the point where he's now my demo dog in my business. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But he's now the demo dog in my business, and I use him when I'm trying to help other people overcome their reactivity, other dogs overcome their reactivity. And he's just my calm, neutral demo dog, which is like the coolest thing ever. And I know what it feels like to be at rock bottom with a reactive dog, with a dog that has had some behavioral issues, a dog that has been not the greatest with strangers, and now to the point where I can have guests over. I can have I can take Booker on walks and we're not blowing up and he's not biting me and redirecting on me. I can take him to my facility and he's the perfect demo dog. I have him off leash and he's just doing what he needs to do as I work with other dogs, as he shows other dogs how to be calm around other dogs. So it's the coolest thing ever. So I know what that's like. So that's a little bit more about like my background and how did I get into training. Well, my own dogs inspired me, and I'm so lucky to have been able to work with them and help them overcome their problems. And now I get to do it professionally for other people. And it's, again, the most rewarding feeling in the world for me, because I know what it's like, and I know what it's like on the other side of the mountain. And it's just worth all the work that you put in. But anyways, a little bit more about now what I do. I'm a professional dog trainer. I focus on behavioral conditions such as reactivity, aggression, resource guarding, anxiety, fear, and helping owners overcome those problems with their dogs. And that, of course, I teach obedience, of course, because that's part of all of this. So you can't really do behavior mod unless you have good obedience, good communication with your dog. So I do both of that. I do obedience and I also do behavior modification training. And I own my own business here in Palatine, Illinois, called Balanced Behavior Dog Training Center. So we're a facility that is solely dedicated to dog training. There is not a single thing that we do on the side. We don't offer grooming or daycare or boarding or anything like that, because we want all of our dogs to be practicing good habits here. And So this is one of the only local facilities here that is dedicated solely to dog training, where everything that we're doing focuses on training the dog in the proper way. So when it comes to the facility here, I meet with clients, I work with the dogs, I work with, more importantly, the clients and helping them through and how teaching them how to communicate with their dogs, because for me that's all about what dog training is all communication and being able to offer clear and consistent communication. If you can do that, you'll see that most of your problems go away from the very beginning. But I'll do a whole nother video on my type of training and what I do and all that kind of stuff. But for now, what you need to know about my style of training is I'm what I would like to call a relationship-based trainer, which means I really focus on diving into your relationship with your dog. How do you view your dog? How does your dog view you? And fundamentally kind of shifting that and really focusing on you as the owner, becoming your dog's effective, calm, and confident leader. Somebody that can give your dog guidance, somebody that your dog looks to for that guidance. And that is what I teach all of my clients here, is how to become that inner leader and embrace it, because it's hard for people. But it's something that is so rewarding once you're able to do it. So that's the type of training that I do. I'm a relationship-based trainer. And more to know about me just in general is that when I'm not here at the facility, I'm studying dog training. I'm studying different philosophies. I'm studying different dog training principles. I follow them all over social media. I'm always taking classes and courses and different things like that to make sure that I stay on top of my education, to make sure that I'm able to offer owners the best advice possible that I know, the best advice that's out there. And some of my favorite trainers to follow are Tom Davis. I actually shadowed Tom Davis, and I learned how he runs his business, and it was one of the best experiences ever. And that kind of really opened my eyes and led me to really branching off on my own and starting my own business and being able to reach everybody as much as possible. So shout out to him for that. Will Atherton, another trainer that I love to follow. Antonio Diaz from Leader of the Pack. There's so many good trainers out there, but you really have to be careful when you are looking up trainers, because dog training is an unregulated industry. So there's, again, more information for me to tell you about that. But what you need to know about me, again, dog lover, dog owner, and dog trainer, dog behaviorist at this point now as well. So I've worked with countless dogs and countless owners, and we've kind of overcome all different types of problems when it comes to big dogs, small dogs, behavioral conditions. Age doesn't matter, breed doesn't matter. I don't care. I'll work with all of them. I have worked with all of them, and I'm here to help. So if you are looking to learn more about dog behavior, if you're looking to learn how to do cool tips and tricks with your dogs, if you're learning how to create a more impactful and long-lasting relationship with your dog, then this is the place for you. I'm here for you guys. I'm here to create content that helps you become your dog's leader, helps you learn how to better communicate with your dog. And if any of that resonates with you at all, hit the like button, hit the follow button, and stick around for some more. I will be posting here pretty frequently so that you're constantly getting new information. I also engage with my followers. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to give you more information. I'm happy to, have a conversation about different types of questions or methods or whatever you might have. So thank you for listening. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next one.